I was just handed a statement from Vice President Kamala Harris. It's lengthy. The top of it, she says all the things that you would expect a vice president to say of the president for which they serve and for which she has been the side of for 3.5 years now. But so I want to start by reading the end of this, saying, quote, I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination.
There you go.
Over the past year, I have traveled across the country, talking with Americans about the clear choice in this momentous election, and that is what I will continue to do in the days and weeks ahead. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation, to defeat Donald Trump and his extreme Project 2025 agenda. We have 107 days until Election Day. Together we will fight, and together we will win. She acknowledges there, Chris, that there's going to have to be a process that plays out here.
And it's good for her that it does. If this could be an anointing, if there was some phony baloney way that they could just give her Joe Biden's delegates, that wouldn't be good for her, because Kamala Harris lost badly in 2020. She ran for this and lost.
She didn't make it to Iowa, right?
She didn't make it to Iowa.
Yeah.
She had a catastrophic failure of a very promising campaign, by the way, that had a lot of the support of Barack Obama's people, backers, staffers, strategists. Here she is. She goes belly up in her first run. She gets the consolation prize of the vice presidency. Now she needs to go win it. And I think in Barack Obama not endorsing her, I think that's part of that.
That gives her space.
Right. We don't want to be presumptuous. We don't want to say that this is locked up, that we're going to have to fight for it. Now the question that we get to see is, who feels brave? Who feels plucky? Which person? I doubt it's Gavin Newsom, her home state governor. I doubt it's Gavin.
You don't think he's going to jump in?
I think that would be a mighty froggy. But does Gretchen Whitmer? Does somebody else say, I'm willing to take a chance on this? Because what they know as they try, is that if they try and fail, if they want to come back and run for president in 2028, Jim Clyburn and the Congressional Black Caucus are going to say, over our dead bodies, you tried to block Kamala from having this gig.
Right.
It was her turn and she deserved it, and we'll make sure that you're dead in the water in South Carolina.
So among the fascinating things that we will continue to tick through here over the upcoming hours here on News Nation, which we haven't even talked about yet, is what Republicans are saying. Because now they are making a much different case and a much different argument. I'm going to get to that in a second. I believe Congressman Tim Burchett is out there for us. Congressman, stand by if you can. But I want to go over to Kelly Meyer real quick over at the White House. Kelly, I was told that this caught the Biden campaign by surprise, that they didn't really have a heads up on this. The White House, where you are right now, they were telling us day after day after day after day. Yeah. Wrong, 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 wrong. He is not dropping out. And the campaign was saying day after day after day after day, wrong, 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 wrong. He is not dropping out. And here we are, Kelly.
Yeah, and I know we kept saying, we were talking with Democratic sources and Biden world, and folks were saying, some of them saying this is coming this week and then next week and the next week. I know we've been talking about this, Blake, a lot, too. When might this come, if it was going to come at all? And I was just talking with another source on the phone, basically saying that they knew this was coming. This was kind of a doom loop, as people have been referring to it as. The money was starting to dry up. The calls were continuing to come in. He was losing his allies. He was really stuck in this circle, and he had to do something. I was also told that this was kept close to the chest, obviously, because no one knew that was coming around, 1:45 p.m. Eastern or so today, that this was going to be posted on X. Some people thought it was going to be today. I know there was some things floating around out there, but it was really hard to say. Even some of the people really close to him said, it's coming soon, but no one really could pinpoint today. And I think it's interesting as we hear how he came to this decision. We know he's been self-isolating at his home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, with COVID-19, so he had time to kind of stew over this. Obviously, we know he's been frustrated about this, but then to ultimately come to this decision, we don't know what advice the First Lady or Hunter, we know those were names that were supportive of him doing this and staying in this race. What did they have to say in those final minutes? How did he alert his White House staff as well as the campaign? Both of those those have been very quiet as we've been trying to reach out to them today. But we do know that Biden and Harris spoke ahead of this announcement. And then we know, obviously, the statement Biden put out and then the statement that you just mentioned Harris put out, saying that she is going to work hard to prove that she deserves this nomination, that she accepts that endorsement. She is going to work hard to be the Democratic nominee. But there are questions out there with Pelosi, I believe, and Obama not coming out and fully endorsing her just yet, at least. Blake?